People, step right in for another episode of the Prolific Hangout. Now, what we gonna get into, which I touched on in a previous video, is Mr. Lamar Jackson, right? Now, me personally, I want Lamar to win. The Baltimore Ravens team, I want them to win another Super Bowl. You know, they need that chip. They finally got John Harbaugh up out the way, which I think was a little too late, but at the same time, at least they got rid of him. I'm still upset because of how long it took for them to get rid of him. Now, let's go to Lamar Jackson. And what I appreciate about him and what things that I think he needs to work on. Because he's great. You know, and he's clutch. And I saw that in that Steelers game. In the last game they played to go to the playoffs. And then the field goal kicker, he missed the kick. That's why they didn't go. But Lamar Jackson and Isaiah Likely made a clutch play. You know, and unfortunately for Isaiah Likely, he kept ending up in bad situations on the field. But he was making plays, though. That was always Lamar's clutch security blanket. Anyway, no time to even focus on him. Let's, move on to Lamar Jackson and what he has to do this year, this season, to get over the hump. And I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what the Ravens are going to do this year. You know, we got a new head coach. Also, they signing some new players. We got rid of a lot of players too, which is another thing that makes me nervous. But we still got number 8, Lamar Jackson. The Ravens even got new uniforms now, which I just found out today. Hopefully, probably could make a difference, but we'll see. Now, Lamar Jackson. Remember, I touched on it in the last video I did about John Harbaugh, right? I said he really don't use his legs no more. He really don't run like he used to. And I said I think it was due to like injuries and his body breaking down, and he want to prove to the league that he's a passer. He could pass the ball and use his arm. Cool, that's cool and everything. But man, Lamar, your legs was the gift. That was the special thing about you. That's why teams were changing up and getting players to match your speed, and that's why a lot of teams was studying and doing film on you, because they wanted to know how to contain you. They wanted to know how to contain Lamar Jackson because he was going crazy with his legs. Now he don't do it no more. He don't use his legs no more. Because he was behind a bad offensive line for one, and he wanted to prove that he could still use his arm. He didn't want to be a gimmick player. And I feel that. I understand. But man, those legs were the gift. If any quarterback in the league used their legs and they getting yards, chunk yards, and it is leaving other players open when the defense see that the quarterback about to take off, man, that's powerful. But Lamar stopped that. Because notice, when he was using his legs, that was his, I would say it was his best season when he was using his legs, because he was taking off. Teams had to worry about him. But he don't really do it no more. And another thing I noticed too is a lot of players is coming into the league right now, like quarterbacks. A lot of them are using their legs. It's like they took the Lamar blueprint, and now quarterbacks that's using their legs to run, man, it's nothing no more. Like, it's nothing. Like, it's almost like they come a dime a dozen. You know, it's not special anymore like when Lamar came in and was doing it. And it's sad. It's sad, man, because this dude was special. He was supposed to have something by now. In my opinion, he was supposed to have something by now. And this is coming from yours truly, MB Pro. And I am telling you what I felt. Now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I know a lot of y'all probably felt the same way sitting back watching this. But also, I'm even looking at field goal kickers, you know, they coming in kicking field goals from 60 yards like it's nothing. The game is changing. Players are getting more advanced, more faster, more swifter, more stronger. Lamar come from that era where it was just getting started. And he was the face of it. He was the one who set it off on these new dynamic players and fast quarterbacks that could be compared to running backs. And I know he was offended when they say he shouldn't have been a quarterback. He should have been a running back or wide receiver. And I feel that. I would have probably took it some type of way too, if I knew I was a nice quarterback and I could throw the football. But the thing is, with Lamar, he had a bad coach that hindered him. He was still winning in spite of him, but it was only but so much he could do when you get put behind a bad O-line and when your coach is not playing players that you need out there to help you and to be open for you. A lot of these receivers, they couldn't get open. Lamar was running for his life. And I'm talking about last season, this previous season that just passed. You know, Lamar was running for his life all the time. His offensive linemen getting blown up and knocked down on the ground, laid on their backside, and he was just food for any defensive player. They was eating his food and taking him down. Another thing, Lamar, when you don't see nobody open, I know you want to make the play, just throw the ball away, bro. That's all you got to do. You could throw the ball away, and on top of it, you know, you throwing the ball away, yeah, you're going to lose it down, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get hit. You know that breaks down and take a toll on your body after a while. Also, Derrick Henry, if he got a good O-line, man, this dude will run through everything. He'll run through everyone, stiff-arming them, cutting them, and he's fast for his size, man. I love Derrick Henry game. I love the way he play. But he can get stuffed and blown up and stopped at the line. He definitely can get stopped at the line. Like, I know that for a fact. We all seen it. And with him being that size and getting stopped at the line, man, I hate to see that. It's a hard thing to watch. But Lamar Jackson, another thing too, I wish you would have complained about John Harbaugh earlier in your career, once you seen he was doing BS, or if you even seen it, because he was the main one hindering you. He wasn't putting the right people in position to protect you. Man, that was your team. It's still your team. You got the right to speak up. When you see something you don't like, you got the right to say, I don't like this, and give your opinion, and try to force their hand to make them change. Because what they gonna do? Cut you? They gonna get rid of you and get you off the team? Nah. They need you. You're the one who's bringing revenue in. You're the face of the franchise, not John Harbaugh. So I wish you would have brought up the issue like a while ago, man. Probably could have got you a chip already. But it's cool. Better late than never, right? You know, that's what they all say. But Lamar, man, I know you got that arm and you could throw the ball, but I want to see you run a little bit more. Boom, you don't see nobody open? Take off. Or just throw the ball away. Don't take no sack. Now, also, you know, I like your game, the way you have players come and meet you during the off season. Y'all practice with each other, mainly the wide receivers. But man, a lot of these receivers, well, let me talk about Zay Flowers real quick. He's our number one. He's special too. The shiftiness, how quick he is, and he could get up, he could jump real high, and he could definitely catch those air balls, I would call them. But like, you know, it's always good to build better chemistry with your receivers, you know? And on top of that, with all that being said, they will find a way to get open. If they, you know, practicing at it every day. Because like I said, a lot of these defensive backs are fast now. But I don't care who you are, you cannot hold for that long. And Lamar, yeah, you need some time to throw that football and get an open receiver. But that starts with having a good offensive line, which John Harbaugh was not giving you. But man, I feel like the Ravens, like, we had Super Bowl winning rosters. We could have made it and won it. Especially in 2023 to 2024, man, that still hurts. It still hurt. We had it. I just knew we was about to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and go on, you know, to win the Super Bowl. Man, that should have been a last straw for John Harbaugh right there. But Steve Bisciotti, man, this dude was scared. He was scared to get rid of Harbaugh. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, he probably gave him Isaiah Likely. He probably said, hey, man, I feel bad. You know, we had to get rid of you, but you could take a couple of players with you of your choosing. He said, I'll take Isaiah Likely and Jordan Stout. Oh, and give my brother Keaton Mitchell. How about that? Oh, okay. So we'll look at their contracts and make sure we won't, you know, renew them. We're doing that for you, John. Because I'm showing you this as a token of respect. What's wrong with Bisciotti? Why he didn't get rid of him sooner? But it's okay. We got a new head coach, and also we have a new system. We should have a new system in place. Because, man, look at this. Lamar is about to be like that old player who's watching the young players come up using his style. And Lamar is far from being an old player. But when you know how football goes. Once you hit your 30s, they consider you old. But like in real life, it's not really old. But going through all that wear and tear with your body, once you get a certain age, mainly 30, and afterwards, your stock starts to go down. You know?